This is Patty.
This is Andrew.
And you're watching Wild Taiwan Campus Edition! Let's welcome our guests! Woo! Put your hands together for Jason and Tony! Woo!
And we also have Oceana, Narayana.
Well, our guests today are from the United States of America.
Yes, obviously.
Yeah. The what's up should have given it away. Well, since this show is about school life and studying in Taiwan, we like to kind of start it out with like a show and tell, you know, back to school again. So why don't we start with the newest addition to life in Taiwan, Narayana.
All right, sure. Okay, what I have here, I think probably when you guys see this, you might be like, oh, it's been a long time, right? So these are ruffles. So yeah, this reminds me, it's very American because like, you know, in school when you have those sort of, you know, soccer games and all the moms, they bring snacks, they always bring this.
Okay.
Always.
Well, we gotta have a taste. Can we please?
Yes,
Let's
please.
have a bite of youth.
Oh, and you brought sour cream and
Sour
onion?
cream and onion, that's my favorite choice.
The Ruffles?
Thank you, sir.
Oh, man.
Sour cream and
This is
onion.
nostalgic.
Oh, yeah.
This is the
So
best.
nostalgic.
That's a crunch you cannot beat.
Crunch you can't beat. And that flavor, though. That's
Flavor.
like, as you know, they sometimes say like things in America, like they're very hanong. Like,
Yeah.
The taste you get is like
The
extremely.
explosion.
That's right.
It's
Rich.
rich and flavor. It's thick. It's got all that, you know, and that's like it's like a punch, you know.
Right.
It's right. All the taste buds get going all off, like right off the front.
It's got like that and ranch and also
Yes.
particular hot sauces
got some
too.
subtle hint.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just
man.
went to a supermarket and these one pack of imported chips is like 160-ish
Yeah.
Newton
They're
dollars.
really pricey.
Yeah.
So that's how much in
About
US
$4.
dollars.
It's
About
like,
$5.
It's like, I think just over $5.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just over
so
$5.
these are pretty precious.
That's for sure.
Yes. It's okay, I can take these. You take those home.
Yeah, I'll take that one.
Wonderful introduction. That really is a taste of America.
Yeah.
right
Yeah,
there.
that's good stuff. That's a good start for sure.
And there's another thing that's very American right here, the old pigskin.
That's right. That's
Tony, is
right.
this yours?
Yeah, so I'm actually from Pennsylvania. I live very close to New York. I'm in between Canada, Buffalo.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm like 2 hours south of that. I'm like 4 hours west of New York. So
Okay.
I'm very up north. And where I grew up, there's really two sports that kind of dominate the area. The first one would be football. The second one would be wrestling. So if you don't do either of the or, you're kind of on the backside of the.
I'm imagining you did both.
yes, I did both.
Obviously.
What was the?
I don't know. It's a feeling.
Yeah, you know, well,
I have one of those sixth senses.
It was kind of like, I mean, like where I grew up, it's like a very, I would say almost like machismo kind of thing.
Right.
Like, if you don't do it, you're kind of bullied or you kind of like pushed aside.
Right.
But if you do it, you can actually kind of be exalted in a certain way, to the point where it gets kind of ridiculous. If you are very good, you can actually have some of the teachers give you extra points just because you play.
Right.
That will actually help you pass classes so that you can play in either varsity or playoffs or states or whatever.
Right,
So-
because that's a career path in the States, right?
Yeah,
like
it
getting into
normally would be, yeah.
college football and then maybe
Yeah,
professional.
we were from where I live, the school that we are. So my school is it's a small school. Probably never heard of it. It's called Countersport. So we actually I think we have 4 or 5 times where we actually played for the state single A title. And so actually a lot of college campuses come to our school to do scouting and stuff.
Wow.
And I was one of 2 people who actually played on both the AML All-Stars as well as the a charity event game between New York and Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
And my friend actually got to go play college ball, but I did not because I bummed my knee out. So yeah, so I actually had surgery on this knee.
So I was gonna ask, like, what you're doing in Taiwan? You had a future there.
Yeah, so normally, like, I mean, if you do it well and you do it right, you can actually have basically everything set up for you on a silver platter. But if you're an insurance liability, then obviously that's going to be out the window. So that
Yikes.
happens. But it's okay. I mean, like
It's
things actually.
destiny.
It
That's
turned
what
out.
you're
I mean,
learning.
if I could do it again, I wouldn't have changed anything. To be honest with
Okay,
you.
okay.
Yeah. I mean, I got to experience a lot of stuff in
Right.
Taiwan that I would never have if I didn't come here anyway. So.
Right. So we got the football.
Yep.
And of course, right there,
Yep.
what goes hand in hand is basketball.
Another American, so of course
Right.
I brought something from sports.
This belongs to you, right?
Yeah, this belongs to me.
Is this your team?
Well, I'm from Detroit. Detroit is known for many things. Music, Motown.
Yep.
There's Diana Ross, Stevie Wonder.
Yeah.
Some people know Big Sean or Eminem, 8 Mile.
8
Some
Mile,
people.
yeah.
Also known for cars.
Yeah.
It's also the nickname of the city is Motor City.
Yeah, Motown.
And so this is kind of a representation of that. The basketball team, which is known as the Bad Boy Pistons.
Yeah.
And, if you follow the NBA, they are part of one of the most iconic teams of the 90s. You know. So yeah, this kind of jersey represents kind of Detroit. Yeah, Detroit.
And is this something you've had like from your childhood or?
Funny story, actually. One of your previous guests gave me this.
No way.
Yeah, it's a guy from Canada named Scott, and he knows we're big basketball fans.
Okay.
He's actually an
Wow.
announcer for one of the basketball leagues here. Yeah.
Yes, I remember.
Yeah.
He's an announcer for the games in Taiwan.
So as a gift,
I remember. Yeah.
So as a gift, he gave this to me because like it represents my
Aw.
home.
Very
Yeah.
cool.
That's a great gift.
All the love.
And it's a piece of your home with you.
Yeah.
Oh.
For sure.
Well, thank you for sharing that.
Thank you.
Well, that's
Thank you,
really touching.
Jason.
Yeah, it's amazing what sports can do for a person.
Oh,
Yeah.
one or two things for sure.
Oh, are you fancy for another bite of America?
I know. I think I want to taste a bit of America again.
Yeah.
This is
radioactive.
Oh God.
American food. I mean, it's not real American food
Bold
if it doesn't
flavor,
look like it's gonna
bold
matter.
color.
Oh
Yeah,
my God.
So this is actually a very interesting combination of very iconic American snacks.
Oh geez.
It is Cheeto mac and cheese.
Why don't you have it like in a normal color? You know, there's a normal version
Because
of
we're
this.
American.
I think the better question or the better thing that you should say is describe what normal color means.
Yellow ones,
Mexican, the American
like what
flag.
Jason has on, or our
Isn't
yellow
cheese
color.
yellow?
We
Like,
should
I mean,
define that parameter
No, we
first, and then
had
go from there.
we all had that craft.
Oh, for sure.
The mac and cheese.
Right,
exactly.
right.
Cheese,
Trapped, yeah.
And this is
This is a more interesting
Hellish red?
version. It's to match the American flag.
Sure. Well, but bottoms up.
All right.
Can I just say, I'm a chemistry major, and this is a little bit more scary than the chemicals I've seen in the lab. So.
Yeah.
Usually, when nature is this color, it says, "Don't eat me."
You're right. Oh, this is the
Well, that
flaming
would-
hot Cheetos.
Yeah, that would be the
It's
flaming
spicy.
hot.
Yeah.
That you just
Yeah.
experienced right
No
there.
wonder.
But
Yeah.
to be fair, it's actually much better than I thought it was going to
It
be.
actually is pretty good, right?
Yeah, I'm surprised that I don't hate it.
Exactly. Do you want to keep that pack?
Yeah, you can have this.
I would normally, but actually now I'm kind of like trying to take care of some, I got some work. So this is a perfect serving size for me.
Mine are so good.
Oh, this is fun. This is so fun.
This is actually quite precious because we cannot buy it in Taiwan.
I can't buy
only
it.
It's
on
illegal,
like
right? I'm sure.
online stores. It's almost illegal. Oh wow.
Oh, this is fun. This
Welcome
is
to
fun.
America.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Wow.
Where the Cheeto is orange and the... Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Oh, okay. So you guys have been in Taiwan studying or have graduated. I'm just curious about your stories. What brought you to Taiwan?
Narayana, you're studying in Taiwan?
I'm studying in Taiwan. Yeah.
Well, how did that happen?
Okay, so well, it's a bit of a long story. I'll give you the slightly condensed version.
Okay.
I have a good friend from my high school who's Taiwanese, and I started learning Chinese. It was like specifically Taiwanese Chinese. It's like, okay, this is Taiwanese kid. And he knew that I was interested in in his hometown, right? So then one summer he's like, hey, you want to visit my family in Taiwan with me? And I was like, is that a question? I've already booked the tickets. Let's go. And so I came, and it was amazing. Like, I love the culture and the food, and it's very convenient public transport, which where I'm from, there's nothing. So yeah, I really liked it.
Okay, and you're doing chemistry, and is that a Mandarin classes or English classes?
So
or?
it's classified as a Chinese degree, but it sometimes depends on the teacher even. Like, I have a few teachers from Hong Kong,
Okay.
and they tend to teach in English. But
Okay.
then, all of the tests and PPTs, they're all in Chinese. In English. So
Okay,
it's not
okay.
like I'm totally like full
right,
Chinese,
okay.
but yeah, there's a level of difficulty there.
Yeah, because I was about to say, like, chemical compounds in Mandarin are really, really tough.
Yeah.
But sometimes actually, the way that they label things is even more. It makes more sense than in English actually. So.
Sure. There's a different logic to it,
Yeah,
I guess.
yeah.
It's just a matter of getting used to it.
Yeah.
Oh, and Oceana, what about you?
So I'm actually Taiwanese American.
Okay.
So my mom's Taiwanese, my dad's American, and I did grow up in Taiwan for a couple years when I was in elementary school.
right.
Yeah, so I was born in the States, and then I came here at the age of 9, and that's when I started learning Chinese. And then, yeah, so I went back to the States for high school when I was like 14, 15. Went to University of Toronto in Canada.
Okay.
And then now I'm back here, and I'm basically I just wanted to kind of start a career here and also learn in the process because right now I'm doing entertainment related work.
Okay.
So I'm a model and an actress, and I wanted to kind of get that more technical training because
Right.
in university for undergrad I studied business.
Okay.
But I needed that more like technical training in performing arts, so I went to NTNU for performing arts.
Wow.
Yeah, where we do musical training.
Well, that's
so
dramatic.
we do training in dancing, singing, acting, and and then I'm also like working as well.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow, look at that. Oh, that's
Yeah.
nice. So a lot of experience. And this is for the performing arts masters? Or?
Yeah, masters. I'm doing a
Okay.
master's. Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah.
Wow. So you also do modeling?
Yeah, I do modeling.
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah, so I came to Taiwan mostly for my work,
Right.
but I kind of felt like at the same time I should continue my education and get real training in it, and so I ended up doing a master's.
Andrew,
No.
Just as a
she's
side
not
project.
only a model, she's
She's a master.
yes, she's Miss Taiwan, Miss International.
Right, Miss
Yeah.
Taiwan.
Humble, come on.
Forgot to mention.
Very humble. Very humble.
Oh, it's nothing.
I actually did pageantry in high school. That's when I started doing pageantry.
Okay.
So it's been 8 years, and I have a title in Las Vegas. I'm Miss Las Vegas 2019, and then I have a title in Canada as well. I was going to do an international competition, but it was during COVID, so it got
Okay.
canceled.
Okay.
And then I decided, okay, well, I'm in Taiwan. I'm also just like wrap up my pageant journey. So I did Miss Taiwan.
Wow.
I won it, and then I represented Taiwan at Miss International.
Oh my God.
Wow. Miss Worldwide.
Yes.
And Tony, how about you? What brought you to Taiwan?
Well, I actually got here for Rotary International.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So when I was in school, when I was younger, my mom used to tell me, because she was in Rotary, and she told me that she went to Chile. And she used to talk about that and how great it was, blah, blah, blah. And so like, it caught my attention, and then one day I just decided I was gonna do it. So signed up, ended up going to the districts, the choices and stuff that we had in the States. So then I looked at the list, and then I realized that everybody in the northeastern tier, there was not a single person in Taiwan. And so I actually ended up watching a lot of the travel shows that we grew up with like Andrew Zimmern, Bizarre Foods, as well as Anthony Bourdain, No Reservations.
Yeah.
And so they actually did some specials on Taiwan. And when I watched those, I was like, okay, well, this is pretty interesting. So that was one of the deciding factors that put me into the position where I was like, okay, no one's ever been to Taiwan. This is kind of like an open slot. No one signed up for it, so let's just make an adventure out of it. So I ended up choosing that. When I got here, I initially was gonna just push everything off to the side because my original plan was gonna go back to the States, and I was gonna do Navy. I was gonna do ROTC.
Okay.
And I was gonna do medical school through there.
Okay.
And I met a guy here, his name is Miles, and he told me about a scholarship program that was available for expats who could apply. And initially I was like, nah, it's, whatever, it's not gonna happen, doesn't matter. So I applied, and I actually got kind of lucky because there was a loophole. There was like a bug in the system that they had. So I applied for 2 scholarships. The one was like Huayu, which is the Chinese Language Center, and the other one was the MOFA, I think Ministry of Foreign Affairs with Ministry of Education.
Okay.
And that is also a 4-year scholarship as well. And I did both at the same time. I applied for both. And so because they've never had anybody do that, I was the only person in Taiwan to have 5-year scholarship at a single time.
Oh my God.
And there was no rule saying that you couldn't do that. So I actually got a call from the embassy in New York City at like 2 a.m. And they were like, what school do you want to go to? And I'm like, what do you mean? They're like, yeah, pick a university. I'm like, why would I do that? They're like, because you signed up for this, the education one. And I'm like, yeah, but I also signed up for the Chinese one as well. They're like, let me call you back. And so I actually ended up getting 5 years. I was the only person in Taiwan to have 5 years. And so I did my first year in Taida for the Language Center.
Yeah.
And then after you pass a proficiency exam, you can have your choice of whatever schools fall under the category or the percentile that you fall into. I actually ended up going to Yaming Medical School. I did physical therapy there, so I did hospital work and stuff, and I did...
And these are photos from your time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so you helped her with motor function, physical
Everything.
therapy?
Yeah, we do like motor function, how to get up and out of bed, how to walk, how to stand and stuff. We did all that stuff. So that was a trip. You actually learn quite a lot just from working in the hospitals.
Yeah.
It gives you a little bit of a change of perspective, and it gives you a change of pace in life when you see. So now, I mean, moving forward, I've been working in entertainment now. I have my own YouTube podcast. I do TV acting, modeling. Right now, I actually also do strongman. So so I compete strongman, and I also do coaching as well. So I do some of that on the side, and that actually just having physical therapy as a major helps a lot with that. Just because you know how to address certain things, and you actually can you know how to train yourself appropriately, not just from bro science or whatever. You understand
the actual science,
anatomy, physiology, how the body works, kinesiology, you know how it responds, what you're supposed to do, when you're supposed to do it, etc. If you get hurt, how do you treat it? You don't have to go to a doctor for it. You know what's going on. So
in Mandarin, we call this kind of people with a lot of talents 斜杠.
Moonlighting. You got a lot of additional titles.
I mean, like it's a lot of work over a long time, and I was telling some of these guys out there, it's more or less of how you take life as when you go forward, because you're always going to run into problems, but it's not about how many times you fall down. It's more about getting back up. So you get knocked down 7 times, stand back up 8. That's kind of the thing.
Well, no, I mean, I think it's very, very touching to hear that you've really taken in these experiences and you're using them to push yourself forward and you're opening up new horizons.
For sure.
And you're staying in Taiwan.
Yeah, I mean, now I'm married and I have a kid on the way next month.
Congratulations!
So we're moving towards a new chapter with that one as well, and that's gonna be a whole nother trip for sure. That's like Moang.
The end boss. The end game.
That's like end boss right there.
He has another 斜杠 now.
We're trying to be.
I have 2 Chinese. I have my relaxed Chinese, which no one understands, and I have my angry Chinese. 中山路跟大神 Huh? 中山路
Okay.
Okay, 大哥 let's go.
I have a classmate in my major. He buys me 12.
Handwriting practice books.
Yes.
Oh, Jason, how about you? What brought you to Taiwan?
Well, my journey to Taiwan was certainly unexpected. I used to live in New York, and I had a very good friend of mine. He moved to Taiwan, which at the time, I still didn't really have a good grasp of understanding what Taiwan was. I had just finished working on a film. I used to work for a small film company in New York, and my brother called me and asked me, would you like to come to Asia and learn how to kite surf?
Oh, that's very specific.
Random question, but hear me out.
And I said, I don't know what kite surfing is, but yes.
No, kite surfing are for crazy people. So your brother must
It's
be...
the one with the actual kite. And
Well, I think my brother was going through a midlife crisis or something. He picked up a hobby in his 40s, he wanted to do
Great
it.
answer. Great answer to have.
So I'm not afraid of adventure. I said yes, and so I think our first stop was in Vietnam.
Okay.
And Moi Ne, Vietnam.
And you kite surfed all the way to...
I took a moment and actually looked at the map.
Okay.
And I saw Taiwan. I said, oh, my friend Andy Rowe. Shout out Andy Rowe.
Shout out Andy Rowe.
Yeah. So I messaged him on Facebook. I said, Andy, I'm like a few hours away. I'm coming to Taiwan. And I went to Kaohsiung, met many lovely people there. And about a week went by. I asked him, when does it ever get cold?
Because you're in Kaohsiung.
Yeah, and he looked at me and he was kind of like...
And Michigan.
Yeah. So he said, this is about as cold as it gets. And this was like November, And for me, my mind was blown because I had never lived in a place that didn't have winter. Michigan, New York, I mean...
It gets cold.
It gets cold,
It snows.
So the wheels started turning and I just kind of thought to myself, well, maybe I could stay here to New Year's. And New Year's turned into my birthday. And my birthday turned into I could travel around a little more. And actually, what kept me here was also very unexpected. So the day I was supposed to leave, I accidentally went a day early.
Okay.
to the flight. Yeah. And so when I got there, my flight was on a Monday, and I went on a Sunday. I don't know.
The first day of the week, yeah, the calendar, is that what happened?
I think it was fate because when I got to the attendant there, they asked me, well, your flight is tomorrow, but if you want to leave today, it's going to be $100. And I said, oh, okay. And for some reason, I just asked them, like, how much would it be like a week from now? And I said, $100. I said, can we change to like a week? And then that week turned into 2 months.
Yeah.
And then 2 months, and finally after 6 months, they were like, you gotta get on the flight. Like, it's gonna expire. You gotta leave. So,
We've been waiting for you for 6 months.
Hey man, are you
You have your picture on the wall.
and actually, I didn't show up to the flight.
okay?
Yeah. After a while, I'd sub for a little bit for friends,
Okay.
doing English teaching. And when I learned about getting your APRC,
Yes.
I kind of decided that at my third year, I wanted to go to university and kind of do the GHRM program at NSYSU. Yeah.
Okay, what's the GHRM program?
Global Human Resource Management.
I see,
yeah.
I see. Okay.
So yeah, that was kind of like my plan was just to see after I stayed here, got my APRC, to work
And the rest just kind of all fell into place. Wow.
14 years later.
14.
I thought you were going to say you wanted to open up a kite surfing school. I thought you were going a different direction there.
I'm not that good of a kite surfer. That was a hobby that I picked up and also dropped.
All right, fair enough.
Well, in your time here, have there been any kind of like unique experiences or funny stories in like learning Mandarin or?
14 years.
Yeah, 14 years of this.
I'd say, I mean, he's already surpassed me in his Chinese level. He's 8 months here, but
He's not here right now. Just ignore him. This is us. We're just having this conversation.
my Chinese has been a bit of a struggle, I would say. I can understand a bit. My speaking, I always struggle, but sometimes I find that communication is actually not that difficult. Sometimes it's about a feeling. Sometimes it's kind of understanding context clues. What's going on, situational. But often, sometimes when you're speaking, I have two Chinese. I have my relaxed Chinese,
Right.
which no one understands, and I have my angry Chinese, which seems to get through a lot faster. Yeah. So if I'm like in a taxi cab and I'm trying to say, oh, 中山跟大水路, I say, huh? Say 中山路跟大水. Huh? 中山路.
Okay.
And they say, oh, ha, okay, let's go.
A bit of attitude there.
Yeah. So it's kind of like the attitude and the confidence.
Also,
gets the job done.
Mandarin in Taiwan also has a volume sometimes.
Yeah.
You need a bit of like oomph behind it to really like get the tones right, maybe, or like the feeling there.
Yeah.
So 14 years, I'm still learning.
Okay.
We all are.
We all are. Yeah, never stop learning.
Yeah.
And Oceana, what about you? Maybe your Mandarin is the best in the floor?
I mean, I don't want to say
yeah.
that in case like you guys have an exam later. But I mean, yeah, I would say I'm very grateful that I had the opportunity to grow up here when I was younger, because definitely like language retention is much better when you're younger.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I kind of grew up as like almost as if it's a second like mother tongue. And then also my mom speaks Mandarin. So then I kind of became fluent eventually. And when I went back to the States, I would say my Chinese language in terms of like an educational setting or like a professional setting obviously kind of stagnated because, I was in the States, and culturally speaking as well, kind of just at a certain point it just stayed there.
Right.
But then coming back to Taiwan, grateful again because I have the opportunity to kind of touch up on that a bit more in terms of like the educational or professional language skill.
You kept it at a certain frequency, at a certain level, and then now you're able to use that as a starting off point to kind of expand it a bit.
Because when I was back in the States and in Canada, I spoke to my mom in Chinese, and then I would also like read Chinese articles with my mom
Okay.
and try to like
Yeah.
improve
Yeah,
my
That's
yeah,
what
language.
we do. We read
yeah.
the newspaper.
Exactly.
Yeah, when we were kiddos.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so
Okay.
I tried to keep that up, and then
Right.
coming back, I've definitely like improved a bit more on that.
Also being able to use it in a professional setting. now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You learn a
Because
lot.
it's so different.
Absolutely.
Like originally, when I first came back to Taiwan, I felt like I was almost like going back to like a 6th grader.
Yeah.
And just speaking to people in like the 6th grade Chinese.
I think I'm
Like,
still,
all of the
still in my second grade.
But you two can, practice together. Narayana, you're already fluent enough, huh?
我是外国人，我不会说中文。
I feel like you really like the language. Is it struggling for you to learn Mandarin, to practice Chinese?
Any hard parts that you're still
Yeah.
figuring out?
I mean, I think there definitely are. I'm sort of lucky that by the time I came to Taiwan, I already sort of like knew Chinese. It's not like I was like starting from zero. Still a few things that I struggle with in Mandarin. Obviously, it's not like Rome wasn't built in a day. And Chinese wasn't learned in 5 years. When I was in the States, I never really felt like an urgency to like learn how to write by hand.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden I come here, and every now and again you have to sign things, you have to sign parcels, you have to write a few things in Chinese. And I once had I have a classmate in my major, and I was like, because our department building has like a mail room, and I was like, I don't know where that is. Could you show me there? Because I got a package, and he's like, okay. He took me there, and I had to sign off on the package, and he looked at what I wrote, which is my name, and he's like, I need to get you a jiayi, but because your writing is so ugly. So for my birthday, a few weeks later, he buys me 12 of the
Handwriting practice books.
yes.
Oh
He
my
spent
God.
$600
Oh my
on
gosh.
this gag gift, and first.
What
and
a
I
good
was,
friend.
That's a good friend.
I don't know.
So where's your progress, man? See?
Let's see. We need to
The
see.
cat's out of the bag now.
I have to
They look pretty new.
I have to admit to you, I have not touched them. I'm so sorry.
Oh, bad student.
No.
But
But for those of you who don't know, this is how kids in Taiwan learn
Yes.
how to write.
Yeah.
You have to drill the word over and over and over again until it becomes muscle memory.
Yeah.
Oh, it's true.
Yeah.
And we call it 甲本乙本.
甲本乙本,
Yes,
yeah.
and it's written on here.
甲本, book
like
1, book 2. Yeah, this is a cut from the. This is a deep cut.
and yeah. But
He's traumatized.
I
A little bit. My hand is, see? You see? You see this? See this? It wants to write something.
This is what you get in Chinese Sunday classes, right?
Exactly.
Yes, we've been through that. Oh,
PTSD.
yeah.
I'll definitely have to do them over the summer though, because he bugs me every time I see him, which is like
That's a good
and
friend.
We're
Almost
all
daily.
gonna bug you
You
now
know what?
too.
I think we're all gonna start going, hey man,
Yeah.
Do the same thing,
I've
dude.
started
I do
posting.
the same things.
There must be some times that you feel, okay, I need to adapt to the society. I
Yeah,
need to.
this is different.
I remember the first time I took the metro, and it was just like this waft.
Yeah.
I was like, is this like for real? Like, I was like, does nobody shower here? I'm like, what the?
They do, I feel like, kind of treat you like a kid. If you skip a class or whatever, they're like immediately asking you like what's going on. Like,
Go.
Yeah. Why weren't you in school?
yeah,
Are you
exactly.
sick? Do you need help?
Yeah.
Like, whoa, chill out.
Yeah.
I'm really curious about whether you've stayed in Taiwan for a decade or so, or even 8 months. There must be some times that you feel, okay, I need to adapt to the society. I need to.
This is different. Like
Yes.
this jumps out at you.
What did you ran into? You really need to get used to. Why is this in Taiwan? Kind of thought.
Narayana.
I don't know. I didn't feel like there was that big of an issue with like.
Yeah, because he's
adapting.
Taiwanese.
That's
yeah,
right. No, also it feels like watching
Actually,
YouTube videos already.
Yeah. So you knew Taiwan quite well.
I
before you
think
came,
I understood it like to a decent level, and also I've been traveling since I was really young. I lived in India for 2 years.
Oh wow.
when I was
That's the
younger.
name, I'm
Yeah,
assuming.
I'm assuming.
Yes, yeah, right. So, and I would go there all the time. I've been to a lot because my dad's work, and he has to. So I would always go with him, right? So I've been in a lot of different countries, experienced a lot of different cultures. So I didn't really feel like there was that sort of visceral reaction of this is so different. But there is some little thing that it took me
Yeah.
a long time to get over, and that's that. The first time I came to Taiwan, I noticed when people sneeze, nobody says bless you.
Yeah.
And this maybe seems very small, but to me it was like there was some big hole.
It's a weird feeling.
Yeah,
Someone
right.
say, bless me.
Someone, I need to be blessed.
I just sneezed.
I mean, it really feels like there's something that's gone wrong, and only I am.
Well, it's like a call and response. It's like you call
Yeah.
Marco and no one says Polo. You're like,
Is someone dead? Yeah,
Stuck in the woods.
exactly. Hello, you know.
Do you feel like the Taiwanese are a bit cold on, like, more? It needs to be more caring.
I don't think so, because I feel like the actual habit of saying bless you doesn't really mean anything, but it's so
Right.
ingrained
It's
that
really
even
just like a call.
yeah,
It's a
even
reflex.
during tests
Yeah.
in high school, like your final exam, there's always going to be someone who goes bless you. So it's like it's very ingrained. But actually now I'm like I've totally forgotten it because nobody does it, and now my girlfriend gets on my hide about this because I've told her I was like everyone says bless you in America. So now if she sneezes and I don't say bless you, and she's like,
Where is my bless you?
me.
Where is it?
exactly. So she has that and I don't. I don't know what happened.
That's really funny.
That's pretty funny, actually. Yeah. That's actually interesting.
Has any one of you thought
the
about
culture-
that?
well,
Like bless you thing?
Not with bless you so much. I mean, obviously you pick up on that, but for me, it's more of like a pet peeve, the deodorant thing.
Oh,
Like
yeah,
there are some people that
yeah,
walk
yeah.
around and like, I got here in August of 2010.
Wow,
It
summertime.
was hot, dog. It was like I felt like a baked potato. It was not fun. I looked like one too. I was red like a lobster. It was not a good time. And like I remember the first time I took the metro and it was just like this waft.
Yeah.
I was like, is this like for real? Like I was like, does nobody shower here? I'm like, what the heck? So it is just like, and actually originally, I actually ended up asking about why that's a thing. And you know why that's a thing? Like why there's actually a deodorant thing going on? I realized and I learned that some TV station, some news station actually started telling people that that certain deodorants cause cancer.
It
if you use them.
does.
Aluminum.
Yes.
Aluminum oxide.
But it does if you use those specific brands,
Yeah.
not all brands.
Right,
It depends on the
right,
amount that you use. You have to
Yeah.
understand, like, it's not the toxin that's poisonous. It's the amount of the toxin that's poisonous.
Yeah.
Sure.
So like
Medical
even-
school, yes.
like, let me give you perspective. Like, if you drink too much water, you'll die. But you can't live without water.
That's true.
Right? So, like, obviously, like, yes, certain things will cause problems for your body,
Yeah.
but it depends on the amount, it depends on which things, because you can obviously buy certain, like, natural brands that don't have those
Yeah.
things, and
Yeah.
no additives, and et cetera.
Right.
But another perspective on perfume and deodorants,
Yeah.
on smelling nice, this kind of thing.
That on the
It's-
extreme end in America.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you get all these
Yeah.
sprays,
Axe body
deodorants.
spray.
Yes.
I mean, like, if you walk
sprays.
in, like, what is it, what was it, Abercrombie and Fitch or Hollister in, like,
Right.
20,
They spray
Yeah.
the shop.
2007, 2008, it's like,
Yeah.
you walk in there and you have a instant
Yeah.
headache.
But in Taiwan, I think we're kind of shy about being smelling too
bold
nice or
fragrances,
too
very
strong.
bold,
Yes,
yeah.
it's a bit
It's
of
kind of the
Japanese.
opposite, where like America's like big color, big flavor, big scent.
Yep.
And then
Yep.
Taiwan's like, just don't stand up too much.
Yeah,
Right.
you smell so strong. You smell
yeah,
what's wrong. You
yeah.
going dating?
That's too much. Oh, you have a date? Oh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and like I guess that for me that was like one of the biggest cultural
Right.
differences. You know what I mean? Those were like
Okay.
the few things. Like most things, I'm pretty malleable. I'm pretty.
Right.
I can blend in and fit anywhere. But those for me were like some of the things that I picked up, and I'm like, ooh.
Yeah, that one caught the gears a bit.
Yeah,
like,
you get stuck and you're
wait
just
a
like,
minute.
okay. But you know, I mean, like you've been here for so long, it doesn't bother you anymore.
Yeah,
You're just kind of
yeah,
like, oh, okay,
Well, yeah, like you said, you change your perspective.
exactly.
Right.
Okay.
Oceana, how about you?
In a way, I almost feel like back in Taiwan, I feel like I'm treated like a kid again.
Really?
By who?
By my school environment. So like, okay, in university in the States or North America in general, they kind of like they're not going to take it. Usually, they're not really going to take attendance. They're not going to like keep asking you like what's your progress on this project or
Right.
homework or whatever. They kind of expect you to have a certain level of responsibility
Yeah.
for your own grades and for your own performance, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Because I mean, ultimately, you are an adult and you should be able to take care of yourself. And if you get good grades, good on you.
Yep.
If you don't, that's kind of your own
Your own
result.
business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But in Taiwan, when I came back, they do, I feel like, kind of treat you like a kid.
Mm-hmm.
So even in masters, they do take attendance and they're very serious with it.
Yeah.
And then if you skip a class or whatever, they're like immediately asking you like what's going on, like
Where'd you go?
Yeah.
Why aren't you here?
yeah, exactly.
Are you sick? Do you need help? It's like, whoa, chill out.
Yeah.
It's there's a saying, 一日之师终身之父.
Yeah.
A teacher one day is like a parent for the rest of your life.
Yes.
It's kind of I guess, ingrained in Confucianism. Like,
Yeah,
you are
that is
the
true.
role of the student in this situation.
That is true. Like,
Yeah.
I think the idea of responsibility
Yeah.
as a student is a bit different because they think, you know, in North America, it's almost like you have a responsibility as an individual.
Yes.
Individualism.
Whereas in Taiwan, it's more like you have a responsibility as a student.
Yes. Yes.
So I kind of had to like understand that and
yeah.
adjust to that.
Yeah.
That's a culture difference.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's just it comes
Yes,
down to that.
absolutely. Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
wow.
Jason, did you have this kind of experience? Like, stop peppering me. Stop looking at me.
You know, when I moved here, I came from New York. And when you were on the subway in New York, I mean, we're gonna talk about
Oh
smells.
yeah. So,
Yeah.
let's be fair. Let's be fair. Okay, we gotta paint a picture. Okay, so I don't think we can't swear on the show. I'm sure.
No, please don't.
But New York is let's be honest. This guy it's trash. There's a lot of trash that rolls
Well, I mean,
The
there's
subway system.
There's
The subway,
certain
yeah.
things you learn, and one of those things, when someone's staring at you,
You don't.
there's like two kind of situations that you
Yeah.
need to be aware of. Like, is
Yeah.
this a crazy person, or
About to throw
is there
hands.
like someone like is there some type of aggressive thing
Right,
going on?
right,
You know?
right.
And so when I first came to Taiwan, that was one of the first things that really I had to adjust to because I used to have long hair,
Okay.
long dreads,
Right.
and people would just stare at you. And not to mention just stare, people would come up to me. No matter, I could be in a night market,
Yeah.
I could be in a bathroom, I could be on my scooter. And people would come up to me and there's always three questions. Is it real?
The hair?
Yeah.
How do you wash it? And while they're like touching it
Oh,
and looking
the
at
picked up-
it, can I touch it?
As it's in their hands already.
Yes. And I mean, that's been on the scooter.
Right.
Or just my friends like, hey, Jay, turn back. And I was,
Someone's already touching your
Somebody's
hair.
gonna, like night market, auntie will come over and bring the kids over. We just have a
Yeah.
carnival in my area. It's a good time,
Somebody had dreadlocks at one time, right?
Yeah, it was
Really
right down to
long
here.
dreadlocks.
Yeah. So,
That must have felt like a huge invasion of your privacy.
like I never thought of it as something solely negative. I just kind of, it's curiosity.
Yes,
you know?
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
But just kind of, coming from a place where you're like, somebody's staring. at me.
Staring. at me.
Right,
I can
right.
feel that
Like what's
too.
going on to like
Being in New York.
accepting it as like
all
part
the
of
habits
people's,
and all the kind of self-preservational kind of habits that you had from
Yeah,
before
yeah.
were completely being challenged and also being triggered here,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
there was none of that threat, none of that potential danger.
think
And for the most part, it's curiosity.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
you
yeah.
kind of, that was my first introduction to really get to understand how friendly the South is and how friendly Taiwan is in general.
Especially in
like,
Kaohsiung too, like
Yeah.
where you just described, yeah.
But the stare is different. Ours
It
is like
is.
curiosity,
It's like,
friendly. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, 你是哪里人?
Yeah.
Where are you
yeah.
from? Like kind of
But
thing.
still, no, that must have been a kind of a jarring
Oh, yeah,
experience to
it's
get
for
used to,
sure.
right?
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, it's 14 years later.
That's why you cut your
now I
hair.
don't even matter. I just ignore
is how it is.
No, we have hair loss problem. We just envy you. Yeah. All right.
Oh, wow, learning a lot.
Yes.
Learning a lot, having a lot of fun.
We'll take a short break
right.
and we'll be back for our favorite part of the show.
See you in a bit.
All right, see you. They have the best like banhua jiadan. It's kind of like something to chew on, but
Yeah.
then when you get to the crunch in the middle, it's got like the best like texture and the best taste, and it hits all the flavor profiles.
Soft tofu, chewy rice cake, delicious sauce. Perfect and hits the spot.
I'm catching a theme.
Yes.
Food. The food is working wonders on you guys.
Yeah.
Welcome back to our favorite part of the show that we like to call Wow Me. It's a game that we play where we ask our guests who are on our show to share and tell us about things they've learned in Taiwan that they think will impress the two locals on the couch,
Yes.
but also the viewer at home.
And if you wow us, we'll give you some wow points, which is the hearts. And as you can see over there, you'll gain points. We'll sum it up, and we have a winner for the day.
Yep.
But if your stories are like, hey, then we'll give you a polite.
Okay.
Yes. That's the show. Okay.
Fair enough.
Right,
Yeah.
so starting us off, Narayana, would you please, what are you presenting today?
Okay, well, I don't want to give too much away.
Okay.
It's very exciting because I have a video that I'd love to show
All right.
everyone in a second.
Okay, well, let's roll the tape then.
Okay, yeah. Hey guys, I'm Narayana and I'm studying chemistry at National Taiwan University.
This building is where I go almost every day, the chemistry department. It looks a little bit old school, but inside it's full of cool stuff. In high school chemistry, you're usually just told that something happens or it doesn't. You're told to memorize that. But in college chemistry, you really get to understand why everything happens, why something reacts that way, and you get to learn the rules that govern those reactions, which I think is fascinating. Now here's my favorite spot in school, the cafeteria. It's super affordable and actually really good.
外带白饭，然后茄子，然后豆腐，还有这个高丽菜好了。Here you can get rice with 4 sides for just 50 NT. That's what, less than $2 US. I eat here almost every day if I can because prices that you get. Let me tell you, I tell everyone to come here. It really is cheap by every metric, and it's filling and it's good. So, every day that I can, this is where I come.
If you're thinking about studying at NTU, don't worry, you'll never go hungry or broke.
I'll give you one for the 学餐
50 less than $2. A day in the life of a chemistry major at National Taiwan University.
Yeah.
Nice.
Hey, the mythology of Taiwan, one of it is the 自助餐.
Buffets, yeah,
the
buffets.
buffets, you never know how much you'll get charged for.
Right at the end, until you're done.
Yeah. Yes, it's a myth.
Sometimes they weigh it, but this is the school.
This is the school.
So
very
it has a
cheap.
student price.
Student discount.
Yeah, but even if it isn't student price, it's still like 60.
Okay.
So,
It's literally
So
$2.
cheap.
Yes.
Can I go to your school?
Sure,
to have-
please. Welcome.
Yeah, I can too.
Everyone can.
You don't need a student card
To
in
go
order,
inside?
No, nothing.
Let's go,
All
Andrew.
right, let's go.
And if you
This near my
can
house.
pretend to be a student, then it's even cheaper.
Pretend.
We'll see.
All right,
Okay,
I'll give
thank
you wow.
Thank you, Narayana.
Thank you.
All right, next up, Tony.
All right, so I'm not a chemistry major, but I do have some awesome food, and one of my favorite places to go for breakfast when I'm not cutting is actually there's a Yonghe Doujiang very close or near to my mother-in-law's house, and they have the best like fanhua jiadan. So they have youtiao inside.
Yes.
Yeah.
Whenever I go, they make it fresh, so you get that crunch, and it's still warm on the inside. So as you squeeze it together and you break it apart, it gets all like it mixes with like the rosong, it mixes with it, and then like as you bite into it, because the egg is still savory
Yep.
on top, and they put scallions on it.
And it needs to go with.
And it goes
Some soy milk.
Doujiang.
Yeah, some soy milk.
This is so Taiwanese.
This is a
so-
breakfast
It's
of
amazing
champions.
though. It's got like the best like texture and the best taste, and it hits all the flavor profiles.
All right.
And it's so filling.
Let's
yeah,
see if we can go
right?
back to my childhood.
Yummy.
Yep.
My favorite, pork floss.
Right?
It's so good.
You don't get it anywhere else in the world, only Taiwan,
Nope.
right?
It's one of those surprises that you find in a lot of breakfast food. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said, like they mix everything, so you have like the texture, the texture, the taste, the texture profile,
Yeah.
and you have like the different types of like the white rice, like normie, it's sticky.
Yeah.
So
Sticky
it's
rice.
kind of like something to chew on, but
Yeah.
then when you get to the crunch in the middle with the fried dough and
Yeah.
the roast
So
on it mixes,
satisfying.
like, it hits everything.
Well, you
know?
kind of like dip your toe with a really great option into like the plethora that is Taiwanese breakfast.
Oh yeah.
Right, the options that we have, and then,
Yeah.
like we make a whole event out of it. You can have it deep into the afternoon as well.
Wow, wow.
Like,
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
小笼包.
小笼包.
Or lajian.
Yeah, that counts too, actually, that counts. Oh, man. I mean, it's a little heavier, but
It's so good.
all right.
Thank you, Tony.
Great option, great option. Thank you.
Finish
thank
your
you.
rice bowl. You're enjoying it. Lovely. Okay, next up.
Oceana, how about you?
Okay, I have a video for you guys.
Okay.
Hello everyone, I'm Oceana from NTNU. Our campus is right next to the famous Shida night market. And my favorite food is lantern luwei. I'm a tofu person, like seriously. I always get tofu skin, baiye tofu, and sanjiao tofu. The ultimate tofu combination. And then I also get some yu-tou-qian and mi xie gao because texture matters. Sometimes I throw in some veggies too to keep it kind of healthy, you know? Because let's be honest, lu wei is delicious, but not exactly low in cholesterol.
175。
I don't eat it too often, but when I do, this is my go-to. Soft tofu, chewy rice cake, delicious sauce. Perfect and hits the spot. In Taiwan, it's described as QQ的. If you're near NTNU, you have to try this spot. Just follow the smell and the red lanterns. Yeah.
No way.
And listen, what I love about it is like you can pick whatever you want. And it's so flexible.
It's like a buffet.
Yeah, it's a buffet as well.
exactly. It's like a buffet.
I'm catching a theme.
Yes.
The food is working wonders on you guys.
Yeah. Food is like Taiwan's got a lot of good food.
Yeah, so important. Oh, thank you.
I love this.
Thank you, Oceana.
Thank you.
Wows for that.
Wows
For the red lantern. Lu wei.
Yes. And last but not least, Jason, what have you prepared?
Well, so one of the best parts of living in Taiwan is some of the beautiful nature around, like whether it's ocean,
Yeah.
mountains,
Yeah.
rivers, waterfalls. Living in the south, living in Kaohsiung, we have all these things, and some of them are quite close, like 15-minute drive to all of those things. So in Kaohsiung, one of the other things we have here in Taiwan is hot springs, right? Natural hot springs.
Yeah.
So Fuxing Hot Spring is this beautiful place. It's about an hour, 2-hour drive north from the city center of Kaohsiung. And you get to this reservoir. And just the reservoir alone is a nice place to kind of swim and just kind of like, hang out. From the reservoir, if you've been in Taiwan, you know these like reservoir kind of pools.
man-made reservoirs.
Yeah. It's about a 45-minute hike. And
you go
it's
camping
45
there.
you get to this area, this valley, and through the valley there's a few different streams, and some of them are like normal running cold water. And as you get to the outside, you have the different varied like
Temperatures?
temperature streams.
So cool.
And so like my friends and I, we like to go camping and hiking and stuff like this. So yeah, we'll pack up our stuff. Bring some food,
Yeah.
maybe a couple drinks for the night, and then pitch our tent, and then just enjoy the nature around us.
It's like a good place to go for like.
Yeah, and so in this particular place, if you can get there on a starry night with the moon, you can almost see perfectly in the dark. It just the light fills up in the valley, and it's just beautiful. Yeah.
I have to say, the quality of your photos really presents this otherworldliness.
Yeah.
From the first photo going onward.
Yeah.
This really does feel like it's not on Earth, but
Yeah.
it's like in a different dimension. Oh man.
So
this
beautiful.
You call Taiwan
breathtaking.
Formosa for a reason, right?
Yeah, Treasure Island.
And I think the best part of it is like, you sit down with your friends, you start a fire, and I think on that particular trip, we brought steak and we cooked it on, we cooked it on a stone,
And
chopped
everything
it.
tastes better when you're
Outside.
Exactly. And of course, you have to take the egg and put it into the hot spring, cook boil your egg.
Hot spring eggs, yeah.
You know how to live, Jason. Oh,
I'm getting lost to that. I'm
Lost
getting
to
lost to
that.
that.
That's
is
awesome, man.
For our nature. And Kaohsiung is a huge area. And there's so much to explore. So,
Oh gosh.
good point there.
Wonderful,
Thank you,
wonderful
Jason.
choice. Well, this has been absolutely enlightening, and I've learned a bit. The food part, I kind of knew already. The Kaohsiung part, that's new to me. But no, this has been a fun episode.
A lot of information. I think we can add it to like 2 episodes. It's been-
Easily.
the conversation is lovely.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Always come back.
That's right.
Definitely.
We'll have to have you back. We'll have to have you back.
Okay.
But unfortunately, that's the end of the pleasantries of this episode, because now we have to choose a winner. So, thank you all for joining us today. We really appreciate your sharing. And will you join us in the drum roll for
Yes.
today's winner? Let's drum roll, please. Can't beat it.
Can't beat that 50
Congratulations!
Thank you so much. enjoyed. Okay. Thanks everyone so much for. I guess I'll stand up. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. I'm going to take this opportunity to speak. Which camera?
Right there.
I'm going to speak with you, Ruffles executives. Please bring Ruffles sour cream and onion to Taiwan. Thank you.
Thank you all for being on the show today. This is really fun.
Thank you. Please leave your name.
Please sign our board.
Okay. All right.
Thank you, Oceana. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
This is so fun. This is great. Great stories. I love the stories, man.
Thank you,
so
Tony.
much. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you guys for joining us, and thank you for joining us at home.
We'll see you next time
on the campus. Woo!